it is indeed a privilege. And this is how privilege shows up. We don't see it. It's regular to us. It's a part of who we are. We don't even think about it. But if we take a moment and we actually pay attention, what being aware of our privilege does for us is it helps us to see where we have access. It helps us see where we have ease. And access and ease give us power. Something as simple as being able to speak the language of our communities gives us privilege. And that privilege gives us power. So you may be wondering, how do I figure out my privileges if they're regular, right? They're everywhere. Okay, let me give you a simple question you can ask yourself. What about me or my experience might someone look at and consider to be typical? It could be my upbringing. It could be the language I speak. It could be the way my body works. It could be my style of dress. It could be any of those elements. But it's hidden in the things that we think of as everyday and regular. That's where we're going to find our privilege. So that leads me to the second step. All right, the second step is we need to be willing to recognize the differences in folks and want to get to know them across those differences. Let me learn about your experiences so that I can develop empathy for you. That learning about the experiences part, it's not just so that we can be curious. We love stories, all right? That's great. Keep loving the stories. But also getting to know about folks' experience gives us a bit of perspective that we might not otherwise have. And so what we want to think about is, considering the impact that having those kinds of connections can show for us. Even as a simple example, right? I mentioned we struggle to connect across differences. But think about this. A couple days ago, maybe a month ago, I saw online where Snoop Dogg, yes, the rapper, Snoop Dogg, posted on his LinkedIn, which why he's on LinkedIn, I have no idea, that he really valued his relationship with Martha Stewart. Now, most of us have seen that relationship, and if we're being honest, we kind of notice that there's some differences between them that make that connection kind of unlikely, right? Okay, but you know what? He pointed out specifically, I learned so much from this friendship. I get so much value out of this relationship. And it was the willingness of being able to connect across differences that most of us would kind of politely ignore or would assume were not available to us. So learning about the experiences of others is about hearing the stories, yes, but it's also about having empathy and connection and being able to broaden our view. Now, I have another example where this happens, and this is the workplace, because I care a lot about how this shows up in the workplace, because we all, at least for now, until the AI gets us, have to go into the workplace. Okay, so